It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego politico, my ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, my ego don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, my ego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego die politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun diary, diary politico. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. lórí Facebook àní ẹ̀sùn làjú lórí YouTube àní ẹ̀sùn làjú bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́ àní ẹ̀sùn làjú ijó ìgbádìyẹ àní ẹ̀sùn làjú pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o àní ẹ̀sùn làjú.
Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. This is Mayegun Live. Thank you very much for joining me, as always. Or kindly read beyond the caption of this broadcast. Read the description of the broadcast. Like it, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Tell all of them that Mayegun today. And if you have done all of that, thank you. Now you can sit back, like relax, and enjoy this session. Tonight, we are starting with the beginning of what is called the retrial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the man that they kidnapped from Kenya 1,363 days ago. That is practically 3 years, 8 months, and 22 days ago, by the murderous regime of Bokwari, who have been unable to actually follow their own or respect their own law and their own court. They continue to use the same compromised judiciary to extend the legal detention of an innocent man that the system has managed to create an enmity of, simply because he's asking for the peaceful referendum where the people of the eastern part of Nigeria, the Igbos, who want to leave Nigeria and those who want to remain in Nigeria, would have an opportunity to decide their fate. And this is what Nigeria has been working so hard to criminalize. Before now, it seems the mandate given to the judiciary of Nigeria is to do everything within its power to sentence Nnamdi Kanu to death. Unfortunately, it's become so difficult for even the most sinister among them in the judiciary to look at the entire whole case and, in all honesty and in goodwill, convict an innocent man. So the appeal court in Nigeria said Nnamdi Kanu should be released. This was 2 years or so ago. That, number one, Nnamdi Kanu can't stand any trial. There is no court in Nigeria that can try Nnamdi Kanu, simply because of the process of his extradition, which is in itself, we call it, extraordinary rendition, which is just a fancy word for kidnapping someone to go and face justice anywhere. There are processes which Nigeria didn't follow. Nigeria court ruled that. But when it got to the Supreme Court of Nigeria again, where justice was supposed to at least prevail, the Supreme Court of Nigeria agreed that the fundamental human right of Nnamdi Kanu has been, breached. And in fact, revocation of his bail, right, by the Binta Nyako's court was so wrong that in the face of the law, Nnamdi Kanu did not jump bail when the Nigerian government attempted to kill him. An attack that saw to the death of over 28 young people on that unfaithful day, unfortunate day. However, the Supreme Court now said rather than let Nnamdi Kanu go as ruled by the appeal court, the Supreme Court says Nnamdi Kanu has a case to answer. Therefore, they should return the case back to the beginning, to the same woman, compromised woman, whose husband and son are said to be under the investigation of, for corruption, by the way, investigation for corruption in Nigeria. So, the last time Nnamdi Kanu appeared before Nyako was the last time he argued that I said, you recused yourself in September 2024. And that in itself, right, if you respect your own law, means you are disqualified from even hearing my case again. An argument that the embarrassed Nyako couldn't really dispute, that she had to adjourn. Now, adjourning again, referring the same petition of a compromised judge can't give me fair trial, according to the team of Nnamdi Kanu, right? If a compromised judge can never give me fair trial. So finally, I believe the NJC, which received Nnamdi Kanu's petition, finally approved that another judge should be assigned to listen to Nnamdi Kanu. Now, there are many questions that we want to probably ask. We may never get answers to, or we would have to figure them out ourselves, right? If the Supreme Court says that the revocation of Nnamdi Kanu's bail was wrong, and at the same time, he shouldn't be locked up as we speak. So if the same Supreme Court says that they should retry the case of Nnamdi Kanu from the High Court again. So, and they are doing that, well, with another judge. Does that mean that the Supreme Court ruling that Nnamdi Kanu should be free and let go, his bail should be reinstated? Does that mean this new judge is empowered to actually, like, activate that? This is a question, all right? As much as we have been told that with this new development, it simply means that, you see, all these trial, torture, mental, physical, and what have you torture that they have subjected an innocent man to, disobedient to their own court judgments and what have you, right? So that simply means that all of this, right, in the last 1,363 days, is for nothing. Because according to them, with this new judge, Nnamdi Kanu they have to read their charges against him, and he has to take a plea, which is guilty or not guilty. So then they would have to put forward their own defense, this and that. And, it's pretty much like starting afresh. But as we do on Mayegun's Diary Political, where we indeed have been very steadfast in demanding for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu by the Nigerian states. We are keeping the record of everyone, including every player, in all of this injustice. The table will turn. Some of us strongly believe that the table will turn sooner than later. When it does, we will never forget those who were responsible, those who bled us, those who bullied us, those who tortured us, right, in the course of demanding for freedom. So that is why we will keep keeping record. So, this morning, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu appeared in court, it was covered. Let's kind of take a look.
Why are you pushing her? What's the problem? Allow them to show themselves.
See. Oh, this way. Come this way. This way. Come this way. There one. Very long videos from the Royal Majesty.
Let me stand up for you. Very good. Good to see you. Allow you check. Yes. Thank you. Don't worry. I'm not. Not at all. I'm not. God bless you. Take care. All right. Allow you check. Ah.
That's Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in court this morning. They have sort of a new addition to their legal team where they have this Mr. Agabi as the senior lead counsel to Nnamdi Kanu. It was Agabi who actually rose up to apologize on behalf of Nnamdi Kanu. He apologized for what he called the last court outburst, where Nnamdi Kanu took the supposed prosecution team or the lead prosecution lawyer, as well as Nyako herself, to school on their own law, which really got them more embarrassed. And that was the last time. It was obvious that they couldn't really possibly try Nnamdi Kanu. Somehow, that was the last time anyway of them engaging. So today, they read out a 7-count charge against Nnamdi Kanu, including that is behind the insecurity in the eastern part of Nigeria, terrorism, and then they are practically not charging him for asking for Biafra anymore. They just said he's attempting to cause public disturbance, unrest, blah, 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 in Nigeria. So they are not charging him as well for calling Bokwari, Jibril al-Sudani, and a charge which was part of the charges against Nnamdi Kanu when they first kidnapped him. Now they've dropped all the charges against him when they first kidnapped him for these new ones that remains frivolous, empty. They said that Nnamdi Kanu said that Bokwari was dead, and this Nigeria president at the time was a twin double, kind of like a double, was fake. And his name was Jibril al-Sudani, as well as Muhammad. And those other, lookalikes of Tifnubu called, that was like cloned. But when in their new charges, it is no longer there, because I remember that Nnamdi Kanu said, if they are charging him for calling Bokwari fake, the only way to know if this Bokwari is the same Bokwari that led APC Egbekegbe in 2015 is by conducting a DNA test. So somehow, it kind of makes sense, because at the end of the day, I have to remove it, because in case if you don't know, they've once charged Nnamdi Kanu for calling Bokwari fake. But when he now said it will stop the agitation for Biafra if this Bokwari can surrender himself for a DNA test, where it can be confirmed if he is the same Bokwari or if he's not. So they dropped that. Indeed, in their new charges as well, there will be no DNA test to confirm or to possibly punish Nnamdi Kanu for saying Bokwari was fake. Just thought I should mention that. And after pleading not guilty, right, his lawyer, the new judge, Omotosho, adjourned the case to next week. Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer.
We are ready. We'll come the next day and let the prosecution present their witnesses.
The apology that was issued in the court, I have copies of it, and I avail you. But at the end of the day, what's important is that our client has respect, utmost respect for the court, for the prosecution, for his team. He's a good man. He's a gentleman. That is what he has demonstrated to me. Thank you.
Please, can we have your phone name on camera?
And my name is Wike. Thanks, sir. Wait.
Aloy Ejimako is also a long-time counsel to Nnamdi Kanu. And after the court, appearance today, he did give a bit of an insight to what happened and what is going to happen as well. Listen.
Greetings, Biafrans everywhere, and all men and women of goodwill. My name is Aloy Ejimako. I remain the special counsel for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and just about less than an hour ago, we concluded the first hearing in his case since a new judge was assigned to his case. I'm not going to be verbose or too lengthy in what I'm going to say. I'm just going to give a brief synopsis. The federal government returned to court today with the outstanding 7-count charges. And of course, as the regulations or the procedures will require, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was required to take his plea, and he pled not guilty. So the matter was adjourned to 29th April, 2nd May, and 6th May for further hearing. And another development that happened is that the legal team has been expanded. I made a tweet earlier on. Those that are following me would have seen that the legal team has been expanded with the addition of 2 senior advocates of Nigeria. And the legal team, for the reason of the expansion, having 2 senior advocates of Nigeria, now has a new lead counsel. And the name of the new lead counsel is Chief Kanu Godwin Agabi, and a senior advocate of Nigeria and a former senator and a former 2-time attorney general of the Federation. So with the expansion of the new team, we intend to engage this case with new strategies and new approaches and not yet explored before. And we are hoping that sooner than later, we shall prevail and justice will be ours. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're welcome. And that means the supposed argument towards whether they want to push for his bail, that will be determined in these 3 announced dates: 29th of March next week, and then I think a few days after that as well, the 2nd of April and the 6th of April. So in all of this next 2 weeks, we see us witness again, right? The supposed fight to either confirm or sort of denounce the lawlessness of that contraption. One of the politicians from the eastern part of Nigeria who used this Nnamdi Kanu's persecution by Nigeria to his own political advantage to some extent is Soludom of Anambra. He has patronized with the leader of the IPOB, he has defended him, in few places. He has called for his release. He's met with him when his legal team were not allowed to see him, and few things like that, where he has featured. But recently he was quoted to have said, the release of Nnamdi Kanu, right, can no longer guarantee the the safety or the security in eastern part of Nigeria, because according to him, the criminals in the eastern part of Nigeria, those who use this name or those who probably leverage on the insecurity in that part to perpetuate their own criminality. And they do not even have anything to do with the IPOB. That Nnamdi Kanu's absence of presence will likely not change any of that. But his argument was that, in his own words, so by the way, listen.
When the Northern Youths issued quit notice to the Igbos, I was the chairman of the Planning and Strategy Committee of Ohanes and Igbo Worldwide. We took a census of Igbos in the North. And guess what? We came to the, just some estimate of about 11.7 million Igbos in the North alone. If you have a disorderly dismemberment of this country, what a chaos for this tiny place, and so on. There are other visions for the Southeast. Why couldn't you make it a livable and prosperous homeland? Why couldn't you create new prosperity? Why do we keep blaming? So let us come together. We can turn this place to be anything we want it to become. So there are alternative viewpoints. I'd like him to be part of that conversation. And I want him, the legal process, if the courts have asked for him to be released, let him be released, hand him over. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a sit down and interrogate the different views. But a whole lot of this Simon Ekpa and some of this, his band of criminals, took over and turned the thing into a killing spree. Just kill people with reckless abandon. And some of us are just not it. So, the release of Nnamdi Kanu for me is different from the issue of security. I separate the two. I don't link the two. Nnamdi Kanu for me is for us to have this conversation about a long-term future of Igbos, and that's a different conversation. For the criminals who are kidnappers, we've given them olive branch. Come out, we train you, we empower you, we rehabilitate you. If you don't, we'll take you out.
So, Mr. Governor, I take it then that you also make a distinction between the course that Nnamdi Kanu was pursuing and the one that Simon Ekpa is pursuing.
I don't know what Simon Ekpa is pursuing. I have no idea what it is about, because I have no idea if he's pursuing any cause other than to swindle people for money. And, you know, it's become a business because people all over the world contribute money for them and they become super rich. So I don't know.
Solo dump. Meanwhile, the same solo dump about 2 years ago, like I said, it was one of those who latched on the benevolence and the credibility of Nnamdi Kanu's personality, as well as Nnamdi Kanu's cause and struggle, the credibility of this. He pinned himself around it and is Nzogbu now, like he's got the power now. He can possibly believe that he doesn't need to dance, be nice, you know. But in his own word, he believes that, sure, there's no reason for the breakup of Nigeria, for the Biafrans to leave. Rather, he would discuss with Nnamdi Kanu the idea of making Igbo land, you know, conducive, prosperous, and what have you for the citizens. Because with over 11 million Igbos in northern part of Nigeria, if Nigeria should break up, to him, where are they going to keep all those 11 million people? But that wasn't the same about 3 years ago. Solo dump.
And I now want to appeal and plead and request and demand of the federal government and our able president, led by the able President Buhari, that a critical person required around that table for that conversation to be complete, for us to have an all-round approach to dealing with the issue of insecurity and discussing about the future of the Southeast. That person, and we need him urgently around the table, please release him to us and and that is Nnamdi Kanu. I'm calling on the federal government to please release Nnamdi Kanu. I'm calling on him to release Nnamdi Kanu. We need him around the table because we believe that we now want to have a comprehensive, heart-to-heart conversation about the future of the Southeast, about the future security and prosperity of the Southeast. No one should be left behind. Everybody should be there. If we cannot release him unconditionally, as requested by the court judgments and so on, I now offer to be the shorty. Release him to me. I will keep him. Release him to me. Release him to me.
Nuisance Lele.
But now he's a governor and he's got think pieces on if Nnamdi Kanu matters or not. So we know that the reason why Nigeria is still holding on to Nnamdi Kanu today is because of the supposed Igbo leaders, Igbo political class, the elites and the rest of them who are meant to mount pressure on the center to get their son released. They are most people who dread Nnamdi Kanu a lot. They dread him so much that somehow, right, it's like the federal government is doing them a favor. At a point, a lot of them were so afraid of him because they believed that Nnamdi Kanu command so much respect and followings among the young and the old Igbos in and outside Nigeria, that they fear that his followers may actually come for them, the Igbo elite. So taking him out, killing him was pretty much, the option they've always loved to explore. But when it is politically convenient, right, they would love to drop his name. So we'll see how this plays out, or should I say plays out in the long run, while we continue to count the days and also demanding for the release of an innocent man locked up in Nigeria on charges that are make-up charges, made-up charges that they've spent years in their court and unable to actually prove. Imagine being unable to prove your own supposed frivolous charges, right? Trumped-up charges in your own court, as compromised and as corrupt as the Nigerian judiciary is. So we'll get to see how this plays out from next week, like I said. Also tonight, it's been over 72 hours now since the removal of Fubara, the governor of Rivers State. A lot of people have reacted, and many more people are still reacting. But the expected reaction, which I have not seen, is that the people of Rivers State, I expect at least hundreds of thousands of them to be on the streets, shot everywhere down to say, no, how could you do this to us? But somehow, it feels like the people of Rivers State themselves probably knows that they didn't vote for this Fubara. It's just that with the Wike is now a villain. So therefore, it is always better to support the, what do you call him? To support the one which is probably the weakling, kind of. That's the concept. I mean, that's what I think is really playing out, right? Because if the few number of people believes that they have so much power, even though they do not, which makes it illegal, decided to plan a coup to remove a democratically elected governor and the House of Assembly, right? Declare a state of emergency, and there is no real shutdown. It's kind of like, it's questionable, isn't it? The elders in Rivers State raised the alarm last night, even though we have been asking this similar question, where is Fubara? If you remove somebody or you suspend somebody from office, and 72 hours, nearly 4 days after that, he has not been seen in public, Earlier today, I saw where some faceless social media users were posting pictures claiming that Fubara is in Bayelsa. Another one claimed that Fubara is in Delta, where he attended the PDP governors meeting. There is nothing called PDP governors meeting in Delta, not today, right? So where is Fubara? What happened to him? What happened to his family? What happened to his deputy? Are they locked up somewhere? You know, people are asking, including these leaders.
The whereabouts of Sebelaye Fubara, the governor of Rivers State, is unknown to Rivers State. He has not spoken to anybody. We have not seen him. We are demanding that Fubara should come on television if he's alive. Because we can observe that Wike can go any length. And Mr. President is backing him. They can do anything to this young man. We want Rivers to demand to know his whereabouts and to know what is happening to him. Thank you, sir.
They can't find him. He hasn't made any video to say, I'm fine, or guys, hey, I'm fine. There's no point in being, don't panic. I'm doing fine. I'm in my house. And those who are supposed to be his aides, too, have become incommunicado. What is going on? This is the question that many are currently asking, but it seems like they will need more people to ask before they can easily just say, ah, he's here, look at him, he's here, he's fine. He's not under house arrest, kind of. Others are saying that he's somewhere where they are trying to, force him to resign. This is the problem, where information, where you have a lack of information, there will always be those who are going to create the news, who are going to create the story around it to fill in the vacuum, fill in the void, yeah? So where is Sebelaye Fubara? And what is happening to him and his deputy as we speak? Anybody? Right, in one of their programs on Arise earlier today, people were still reacting to, this illegality that the Tifnumbu's regime, as well as the National Assembly, just hoisted on the people of Rivers State.
We operate a constitutional democracy.
Yes.
Section 105, Section 305, subsection 3. The president shall have power to issue a proclamation of a state of emergency only when the federation is at war, the federation is in imminent danger of invasion or involvement in a state of war, there is actual breakdown of public law, public order, and public safety in the federation or any part thereof to such extent as to require extraordinary measure to restore peace and security. There's a clear and present danger of an actual breakdown of public order and public safety in the federation or any part thereof, requiring extraordinary measure to avert such danger. There's an occurrence of imminent danger or the occurrence of any disaster or natural calamity affecting the community or a section of the community in the federation. There is any other public danger which clearly constitutes a threat to the existence of the federation, or the president received a request to so do in accordance with provision of subsection 4 of this section. That's subsection 4, the governor requesting the president to declare a state of emergency. So now let's come to the issue, because I feel it is the people who are supporting the president and telling people that, look, let's de-escalate, that are actually escalating the crisis. Yes, there was a constitutional crisis in Rivers State. And the Supreme Court, which is the statutory arm of government, constitutionally responsible to look into the issues were submitted before them. And they looked into the issues and condemned it and said parties should go back and rectify. And parties actually went back to rectify. So now that parties had rectified, was there still an imminent danger? The answer is no. And then the idea of, oh, look, the people, there was a palpable tension in the state and all of that. If you look at the provisions of Section 188, subsection 1 to 9, it spells out the provisions, how an impeachment of a governor can be carried out. And then the Supreme Court had reiterated also, in the case of Peter Obi and the Anambra State House of Assembly and Ladoja's case, that you cannot invoke subsection 10 except you comply with subsection 1 to 9. So a situation where the House of Assembly is threatening to impeach a governor, and then the House of Assembly runs into a logjam, do you now need to help the House of Assembly by declaring a state of emergency and say the parties are quarreling? These people are now, because it is not about insecurity. That is why the National Assembly is saying they want to set up a committee to reconcile. Are you reconciling insecurity? So we all know where this is coming from. This is clearly political. And so that's why also the senator is saying that it will give both parties. Are we also saying that in Nigeria today, so once you have a quarrel between, or misunderstanding between the House of Assembly and the executive arm of government, and then we should declare a state of emergency? Edo, for 4 years, a governor refused to swear in members of the...
Didn't Wike himself have 6 lawmakers at a point?
I don't even want to go there now. In Edo, the governor refused to swear in about 11 or 14 lawmakers. Yeah. The matter was submitted to the court, even though the court spent 4 years and it moved between 9 judges and it was never heard. A state of emergency was not declared in Edo. In fact, the roof of, while I'm not encouraging removal or destruction of a state house of assembly like Fubara did, which is condemnable, but a state of emergency was not declared. In the Northeast, as I speak, people are using ransom to do TikTok. That is clear danger and threat to our national security and peace. Farmers cannot go to farm. These places, there is no state of emergency in these places. You have 2 arms of government, 2 independent arms of government that are supposed to checkmate each other, are quarreling, and they have refused to sit down and resolve their issues. The court had helped them to resolve, and we are saying that is a ground for declaring a state of emergency. And so does that mean now that you have a crisis in Osun State, where the former local government and present local government chairman at loggerhead, so the president would...
Some people have started saying they should declare state of emergency.
In Benue State, as we speak now, the governor and the chief judge of the state are at loggerhead. And so, are we saying that the president should declare state of emergency?
The drama never ends. And that is why Bode George, a PDP leader, in that same Arise TV, said that everybody knows the genesis of all of this and why Tifnubu is taking side. However, if Tifnubu and Wike have become so bonded enough that they could remove a governor, of PDP governor, it is time for PDP to stop pretending as well, by ensuring that now and not later, Wike must be punished for all he has done to the PDP. It's just all talk, because Wike's man, Emmanuel Anyanwu, Abina Samuel Anyanwu, he has been confirmed as the PDP's general secretary, the national secretary. I'll tell you about that. First, Bode George, the ex-convicts.
As a general, I'm saying he has crossed the red line. Once you cross the red line, what are you looking for?
So what is he still doing then? Why do you
to
think
take over your father's house?
Why do you think he is still a member of the party? In your own opinion, why is he
the party, these things are just breaking. Young lady, this thing is just breaking. Mm-hmm. The party has to meet. We have to meet. The leaders, the members of the board of trustees, we own the party in trust for the members of the party. We own the assets and the liabilities of the party, for the good of our people. If a young man has done what he did, to say they should revoke the party secretariat of our party, he has crossed the red line. He has declared an open war. And it's such a shame. We must be irresponsible as leaders and elders if we don't take an action. Unfortunately, like I said, When those people started the committee for what do they call it? The one that Tommy Kimi is heading, disciplinary committee. I looked at the membership. Tommy Kimi, yes, is on Atiku's side. The secretary of that same committee is on Atiku's side, Jegede. And they said I should come and be a member. I said, no, I cannot. First of all, Tom met me in this party. I cannot serve under him. Then secondly, the way the thing was structured was warped.
Please allow me.
So where do you start? And I'm pleading with our people. Now I'm told that there was a judgment this morning by the Supreme Court again that Anyanwu should come back. We have no qualms. We have nothing to do. We can't appeal to anybody anymore now. We should go back. Fortunately, by October, November this year, we are going to have a convention. I say,
no, you are not going to have it. Mr. Bode George, you have no idea what Wike is going to do to your PDP. I can give you some hints, right? You see that Anyanwu that came back is of Wike. There is another court case that is already in the pipeline, and that would be PDP cannot conduct any congress to choose their leaders. Do you understand? So another person somewhere is going to institute the case if it's not already been instituted as we speak. And that is to say there must be no, part of the plan also is to make sure that a court case is going to come and say PDP cannot present presidential candidates. I mean, you are still going to see a lot. Yeah. The judiciary is in bed with this APC, no doubt. And they will use this compromised judiciary to whip all kinds of opposition to line, all the opposition to line. Right now, with the weakest men, they've started moving back to the government house in Port Harcourt. Those ones who left and those ones who probably resigned and all of that, some of them are beginning to return back to the government house now in River States. Judiciary. If Nigeria lasts another 10 years, there must be something supernatural at play. So as long as APC continue to force themselves on you and continue to have what is called the controlled opposition, Nigeria won't last another 10 years. You can take that to the bank before everything will implode. The impunity, the miscarriage of justice, the violation of your fraudulent constitution and all what have you. The level of this power drunk and what do you call that again? Abuse of power that you are still going to witness through this system is going to be unprecedented. It's going to be so monumental that it's going to be what you have never experienced before, ever. Somebody who has been removed as the secretary went to court and the court continued to return him. Another court will remove him. Another court will return him. Today, Supreme Court says he should return. Still the way the Wike is doing. Which one do I kind of show you first? Because I'm still in Rivers, right? Anyway, let's go to that PDP. So what happened is that PDP says, if you go to the PDP online platform, they are saying that the Supreme Court judgment, they are returned this as your, what do you call it? As PDP's General Secretary, the National Secretary. They are interpreting it as it is also in their own favor. PDP is saying that the PDP that is not, there are two factions, right? So there's another one called Ude Okoye. That Ude Okoye right, is the one they are trying to replace the Anyanwu guy who is loyal to Wike. So the whole drama came to a head today when the Supreme Court returned this guy. That is the Wike's man. Eric PDP to finish.
But just for 2 minutes, we'll leave here because today is weekend, today is Friday. So I can start finding a way to
cruise.
First, let me
start the journey.
Thank Almighty God.
Yes, sir.
Thank Almighty God. I use the opportunity to ask those who are faithful to God to remain faithful.
Yes, yes.
So there's nothing God cannot do.
Yes. That's true.
I want to thank my leaders across the country, PDP faithfuls, who stood by the truth. I also thank those who have put me into the situation that I was. Because without their challenges, I won't come out the way I have come out.
Sure. Yes, sir.
I still thank them. In everything, we are one family.
Yes.
We are a PDP family.
Yes, sir.
And this victory is victory for all PDP.
Sure.
It's not a victory for me.
Yes.
I want to thank in a very special way my friend and my leader, the Honorable Minister for FCT.
Yes. Hey. 3 was out.
Who also believed and supported me and gave me encouragement. I want to thank some of our governors too, who believed in me and believed in the truth, who stood by me for the circumstances. So, and I want to assure my colleagues in the end of this year that we're one family. We came here as a family and we live as a family.
Yes.
It would not be nice if all of us that came here and are we the only one to live. We came the same time, we want to live the same day.
Yes.
So, thank God for that.
Yes.
And I want to assure them that despite what has happened, we are human. We can always err. But what matters is that if we are honest and sincere about their repentance from what we have done, and to assure the staff again that since I came to this end of this year, I don't think there's any secretary in this end of this year have been so passionate with the staff more than myself.
Yes.
I did my best to protect them, to ensure that they enjoy their condition of service here. And I will remain so. I will not change. Wherever I must have done anything is out of the seat, I will not put it back on them. But the truth of the matter is that we are going to reshape our party.
Yes, sir.
To make sure that our party gets value. Our aim is to win election in 2027. And I want to plead with all those who are causing confusion in the party to please desist, because this is the only party we have. We cannot destroy our home. We cannot destroy our bed. Because if we destroy our bed, we will sleep on the floor. But because people, Nigerians love PDP, and we're going to work hard, we're going to brainstorm to see how the party will come back again. So I use the opportunity of today of this victory to plead with all warring factions in the localities, in the walls, at the state level, national level, come back and let good men of good conscience come out and speak for the truth whenever there's need for truth. And that's the only way a party can stand. You know, when you don't speak the truth, you are only giving destruction and destruction to those who are supposed to hear the truth. So I will continue to speak the truth at all times. So I will never change who I am. By the special grace of God, I'm 60 years now. So if at this age I cannot speak the truth, I don't know when I will speak the truth. Because I will never go to my mother's womb again. So I really want to stand my media team, who stood by me. All the whole lies. How they counted all the whole lies.
Yes.
You know, all the treacheries. And all this. And there, whether the storm, I want to appreciate all of you. My friends in the media, all the houses, even those who go to give very negative analysis of who I am not, I still thank them. Because the world have not known who I am.
Yes, sir.
And I'm the right person or the right wrong person. So I appreciate them and thank my party in the state, especially my state chairman, all the zonal chairman, AJ chairman, my ward chairman, my women of PDP State, who even on their own formed a prayer group on this month. Since December last year, they've been praying and asking God for intervention for the truth because they know me. I thank Imolites, Imo people, our leaders for Imo State, who have never slept since I've been here. Since I left the civil court, I've over 200 calls. Imo people, jubilated, people are drinking in the bar on the street of Imo because they know that what is happening here is injustice. I want to assure our people, let us find a real cause and find the parties and win the election. Let us not fight ourselves. All this proxy war should stop. All this proxy war should stop.
Nuisance, Lily. The way he's calling God and somebody will be now with a weakest person, though. It's as in the whole court case, everything is funded by Wike. You understand? Let's come together and fight to win in 2027. I'll talk. There's no plan in you winning anything in 2027, clearly. Anyway, back to Rivers State, where the appointed administrator after the coup that removed the Fubara gave his speech. Again, just in case if you actually joined us midway, right? We are looking for Sim Fubara. Earlier today, some people were sharing this photo and they said Fubara was seen in Delta. I've seen people in the comments as well who are saying Fubara is in Bayelsa State Governor's government house. I am here to tell you that neither is Fubara, neither was a Fubara in Delta State today, nor is he in any Bayelsa State government house. These are what some faceless, people put online. If you have seen this picture was taken sometimes in January 2025, not today. Somebody actually posted it at the time, I remember. This was the 31st of January when Fubara, right, attended the PDP Governors Forum's meeting, this same dress. So don't go about and kind of be telling yourself that you saw him in Delta today. Where is Simi Fubara? As for Ibas, his first speech to the people of the states, captured here.
It is with humility and a sense of responsibility that I address you today, following my appointment as Administrator of Rivers State by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. For decades, I have dedicated my life to the service of our great nation. First, as a member of our armed forces, where I had the honor and privilege of serving as the 20th Indigenous Chief of the Naval Staff, and more recently, as Nigeria's High Commissioner to the Republic of Ghana. After what I believed to be my final retirement from public service, duty has once again called. I have answered not for personal ambition, but out of an abiding commitment to the peace, stability, and prosperity of Nigeria as a whole, and more specifically, Rivers State. My appointment comes at a difficult and consequential moment in history. The political impasse of nearly 2 years in Rivers State has paralyzed governance, desecrated democratic institutions, threatened security, and undermined the economic and social fabric of the state. It has deepened divisions among the people and cast a shadow of uncertainty over the future. These are realities we cannot afford to ignore. As a son of the Niger Delta, I'm one of you, and I recognize the weight of this moment, the expectations of the people, and the challenges that lie ahead. uneasy calm that pervades the state is palpable, and I feel the weight of families, young and old, businesses that have made both little and huge investments in Rivers State, uncertain what the immediate future holds. Mr. President's proactive and decisive action to declare a state of emergency and my subsequent appointment is primarily to ensure stability of livelihoods for citizens and residents, restore peace, security, and stability for economic activities to continue to thrive, and avert any disruptions to the way of life of the people of Rivers State. My mandate is clear: to restore law and order, stabilize the polity, and to create the necessary conditions for the full restoration of democratic institutions and representation. This is not a task for one man alone. Success will depend on the collective effort of all Rivers people, elders, political leaders, traditional rulers, faith leaders, youth, women, the media, and civil society. I do not come as a partisan actor, nor as a competitor in the struggles that have brought us to this moment. I come as a servant of the state, entrusted with the solemn duty of restoring peace and order so that Rivers State can move forward once again and reclaim its rightful place as the oil and gas capital of Nigeria, and I dare say Africa. My role here is to ensure that the lives and livelihoods of our people are not held hostage by crisis and instability. Governance is not a solitary endeavor. True stability and renewal requires the collective will of the people. I extend my hand to every son and daughter of Rivers State, regardless of political affiliation, ethnicity, or creed. I urge you to remain law-abiding, peaceful, and optimistic. Let us set aside our differences and work together to rebuild trust, restore stability, and protect the future of our children. The challenges before us depend on unity, not division, on cooperation, not discord, on forward thinking, not backward grievances. A commitment to unity, cooperation, and dialogue must be the fulcrum of all engagements.
Before I go on, let me postulate from the Franz Fanonian dictum, which stipulates that the dialectics of reconciling two conflicting ideas is the algebra of revolution. The overbearing intervention of the state government had further exacerbated oporombium and amounting to sadomasochisms. Acrimony and chaos in our community. It was a contumelious stratagem by political jobbers to siphon monies. We suffer what we call political axivia neonantorum. Conclusively, we are a microcosm of the issues in the Niger Delta in the macrocosm. Today, we as a people are stating, voxe populi, voxe Dei.
Voxe populi, voxe Dei. That is the administrator just before, by the way. Give me a sec. I think that's The administrator who came to restore law and order and prevent the breakdown of law and order when there is no report of any breakdown of anything at all before Tifnumbu's declaration. And indeed, the people of Rivers State seems to have accepted this declaration too, except for the Okrika women who were spotted earlier today as well, you know, expressing their own displeasure. I think before you want same, they should be asking where is same? Where is same? Where is Sim? Tinubu, where is Sim? Tinubu, where is Sim? Tinubu, where is Sim? Where is Sim? That's what they should be saying. That's what I should, I mean, that is what tens of thousands of people should be saying right now. Where is Sim? Similar Fubara. Where? As Tinubu turned the law on his head, right? A lot of people are watching in horror. And for the few that can indeed speak up, they are speaking up. Like this Sisi Yemi, Okoyemi.
Good evening. My name is Okoyemi, and I lead the team at EIA Nigeria. Earlier today, I posted a video, and some people said I was too emotional. But let me ask you, how can I not be? Should we not all be emotional at this point? The Constitution states that for a president to declare a state of emergency, his decision must be ratified by at least 2/3 of the members of the National Assembly. That's 73 of 109 senators and 240 of 360 House of Rep members. The Constitution is very clear. Please, how do you count 240 people with a voice vote? One of the members raised a point of order on the provisions of the Constitution, but he was silenced. And footage from the Green Chamber certainly doesn't show 240 people. Check it out yourself. In the Senate, the decision was made behind closed doors. How do we know what really happened? For constitutional issues, the number threshold is important because the representatives are speaking for the citizens of the country. So 10 people cannot carry a decision. A minority cannot carry a decision. That's why it's 2/3, so it represents a majority. The brazen disregard for clear provisions in the Constitution is a danger to our democracy. And these elected men and women must be told in very clear terms that they have not represented us in this matter because we simply don't know who voted and how they voted. Check this out. First, we suspended Natasha. Then we suspended Fubara. Now, the National Assembly has suspended the Constitution in broad daylight. The National Assembly, lest we forget, is the highest lawmaking body, and it has just showed us that laws only matter when they want them to. The Nigerian Bar Association has spoken very loudly against this. Evil is amplified when good people choose to be silent. I will not be silent, and I encourage you to speak up as well. Engage with your elected representatives. Visit shineyoureye.org to find their contact details. Check the caption. Call them, email them, ask them where they stand. We must stay on this matter. Let this be part of our 30-day rant challenge. Maybe we want to rant. Call them, visit them, and rant to them. My people, Nigerians, democracy is not a spectator sport. Get involved, stay informed, take action. Thank you.
Indeed, you know, you have to get involved, stay informed, and possibly learn how to stand for what is right. Those are the, you know, tenets of democracy, aren't they? Maybe 30 days Rant challenge, which is still going as well. As Tinubu continue to violate your constitution, right? The one you are seeing now, every day, right? The supposed the constitutional right of yours. How many of you know that provision of 24 hours electricity is a fundamental human right now? How many of you know that fast internet, fast fiber internet is now classified as one of the fundamental human rights that you must have? So if you are living in any country where the rogues are unable to provide you 24 hours electricity, they have violated your rights. Yeah, if you live in a place where you cannot afford fast, cheap internet as your right, the government has violated your fundamental human rights. Around that time, you can indeed take yourself out from their control and their rule. It is in your constitution like that, but it wasn't explained that way. It's your right. And the moment they are unable to provide this, you know, to play this constitutional role on you, you have every right to detach yourself from obeying. In other words, you have every chance or every right to disobey the same fraudulent law if it doesn't cover them, if it doesn't hold them responsible for their own actions. For real. I don't know that section, but it's there. You know? So more and more people have joined this 30 days Rant challenge. And I bring to you again tonight, right? Another carefully selected, thought-provoking rants to show the world and tell the rest of the world that indeed Tinubu is not just a failure. He is not just a terrible president. He is worse. And they have this different description for him this evening. One of them actually described the relationship between Nigerians and the APC, Egbe, as a toxic relationship where it's almost impossible for you to break away from this abusive relationship, while the partner that is abusing you continue to demand respect from you and appreciation. You should be grateful that they are the only one who can take you. Nobody else can take you, Nigerians. So you should be grateful to your oppressors rather than criticize them. Very toxic, indeed. So we are going to go on this tour of rants tonight. The first set, brethren, the Gen Z taking on the establishment this way.
Yesterday I was talking about this 30 days challenge and I was so angry, but today I don't fit even vex. I just stay so sad. I don't even believe say these people open mouth call us lazy Nigerian youths. Like, do you know when I started trying to fend for myself? Because my both parents are alive, parents, they try for themselves and for my family, but still I still say things are very difficult. Make I do this thing, make I try my best to help myself and help my family too, because if I don't, I go have to settle for a life where I don't deserve, a life where I don't want, and I don't want to settle for any nonsense life where I don't deserve. Still they broke as fuck. I don't even understand how these people manage to convince us. The way that they oppress, go they fight your fellow oppressed person. If you're going to hate on anybody that did not do anything, should you not be hating on the privileged ones? Should you not be hating on the rich? When they make you, they come fight me. All of us, they suffer. They cry out, say, they suffer, you, they come fight me. You're saying that the person that they are paying 33K, the person that can afford Uber 25,000 should not be the one to come and complain. The ones where they expect to come complain, do you know if they have phone to come online? Do you know if they have data to come online? God will punish you. God will punish you. You are a fucking retard. How slow can you be? Are you a fool? because when you do your nonsense video, post them, social media, they pay you small money. Now we still they engage you. I don't really blame you. See, I really wish that all these people when they come online and they talk nonsense, we no go just follow them talk. Just do like say we no see them. Ignore the video to tea. You carry country where already they decline. Country where they 50%, you carry them 10%. And it's even going to get worse from here. Oh. My God. Waiting make self-contained now 1.1 million. If I have 1.1 million, will I want to live in a self-contained? Uber 18,000. If I get 18,000 to they spend every time I want enter Uber, I'm not go don't buy motor by now. No light, person no 50 afford fuel, and we just spend heavy money to pay for NEPA bill. Everything they increase, but allow we still 33,000. No, allow we not increase, minimum wage don't increase, salary don't increase, this salary we don't even increase. Una no they agree pay am. Tinubu, you are a terrible president. Sheyi they come, they cry, say they are coming for our fathers. Nobody they come for your father. Oh, we don't chop belle when we won't come for your father. Your father gave iPad. People they go as far as indulging in dangerous, despicable things just to survive. Person go same body. You go see boys, they go online, go they scam people, they thief. Boys go they thief just to survive. They hunger, no kill them. You say adulthood is what hit them. These small people where they carry pure water, where they hug, where they come back and tear me. Which level of adulthood be that one? I'm not even trying to justify anything. No, I'm not justifying anything, because some of you are so fucking retarded that you will come to this video, leave everything I've said, and come and start telling me that is Yahoo good, is hookup good. But if to say the government been they do what they're supposed to do, if to say the country no they so much against the youth of Nigeria, would there be a need for somebody to even consider selling their body? Would there be a need for somebody to consider stealing? You think say Yahoo na choice? You think say hook up na choice? You go to see petty thieves. Person no fit even dey at peace for your own house. In go dey fear. You no fit open window sleep, they go thief your phone. You no fit this one, they go. You no fit wake up for night, they go thief your phone, they go thief your this. People go they thief shoe, they thief wig because of hunger. And you are telling us that you're coming for your daddy.
Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you are seeing this. I hope you guys are doing very well. As regards the 30 days rant, I've seen a lot of people say that influencers are not speaking up, they're not saying anything, which is totally justified. Like, it's very understandable, because that's what the country needs right now. But this is a two-way thing, to be honest, because even the lady that stood up, that spoke as regards everything, you people bashed her. You brought up things to just diminish what she was trying to do. I feel like we Nigerians have a way of fighting ourselves instead of uniting to fight the actual problem. But then we have to speak, because all of us are going through the same thing. A closed mouth is a closed destiny. Honestly, the government needs to do better, because we have reached the stage where people's salaries are used to cook a day's food, and it's no joke. I send money at home and it's not enough. It's from this, the price of this. I don't even want to speak about the steady increments in the price of fuel. See, that's why boats are so expensive. If you move from here to here, 22K. 22K, how much are they paying coppers? 22K. See, if Nigerians say we have had enough, we have had enough. And it's the truth. Because we are always adapting. Once they bring this one, we adapt. We can't do it anymore. Please, if you say you have our interest at heart, look into all the complaints that have been stated and make this country a better and more conducive place for everybody to stay. Please.
Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time you're seeing this video. I don't like talking videos, but I see this particular one, I must stop because it is affecting everybody. Thinking about it, can we just go back to the time where a sachet water was sold for 10 naira and a bag sold for 120 naira? or the time where pads were affordable. The other day, I saw a young girl around my side. She went to get something, and the tissue she used for her period fell off outside. Because I called her attention to it, she picked it up, and then she went to get another tissue to change up. That was weird to me. And then I called her and asked her why a young girl like her was using tissue as pad. She told me that her mother could not afford it because it was too expensive. And that made me feel so sad, because even the cheapest pads are not even cheap anymore. Foodstuffs are now super expensive, or how prices of things go up and never come down. And also, as a content creator, data is now super expensive, and it doesn't even last you to do anything. Everyone is literally affected one way or the other. Like, it is not even funny anymore, because even school fees are super expensive. Everything is expensive, like literally everything. 100k in this country cannot last you to do anything anymore. Is it until it gets worse than this that's when they know that we are tired? Like, it is just so frustrating, because these are basic things like water, food, hygiene, and even staying connected. Like, how did we get here? And now it's like, no matter how hard you try, it just keeps getting harder. Honestly, it just makes me wonder when the people in charge are supposed to make things better for everyone. And why does it feel like they're not even seeing what's happening? Because I'm sure one way or the other, their family is either going through it, or maybe they just don't care. Who knows? But yes, guys, this is my rant. Let's just hope that things get better, because we actually deserve better.
That's the first set of the rants, by the way. Baba, Nigeria is a place where if they explain Nigeria to you, and you are not enraged at the end of that explanation, I promise you they lied to you. They didn't explain Nigeria better to you. You know what I mean? Somebody said, those who even put their lives on the line to defending Nigeria, the soldiers, have you actually seen how they are being treated? Like, what is more heartbreaking than for you, out of all the jobs, in this world, you decided that you wanted to be a soldier for Nigeria, and then they sent you to go and fight terrorists. Something happened to you, and that's it. You are abandoned among other disabled, injured soldiers. And right there, you're just looking at yourself and be like, in what sense in this world did you do this to yourself, kind of? But I saw one Nigerian soldier on TikTok. It's probably become famous right now. And I actually don't even know how to react. To survive, he has to be on TikTok to begin to, beg for support. And people have been supporting him as well. I mean, this guy, you know him.
Immediately, these hands were cut. The way you see the hands cut like this, immediately, these hands were not cut in the hospital. No. It was at the blast, immediately at the blast, these hands were cut. This eye, gone immediately. They only removed some shafts and some sand, clean it in the hospital, because sand were full in the eyes and blood everywhere. So they have to clean it, and what you are seeing in this eye now is artificial eye. This is rubber that is there. I can't see with the eye. It's rubber that is there. This ear, gone immediately. In short, the tutu ear, everything burst. The eardrum burst. It was in the hospital, you have to clean everything and cut a skin from my lap to cover the 2 ears. Then this ear now, even as far after the covering, I cannot hear with this ear, but I can hear 25% from this ear. That is the reason why you see, when somebody is talking to me, I will have to go down like this in order to listen, especially from the live stream. I'll go down like this in order to listen to the person. So that is, oh my goodness. Oh, you check it out, bum there. Slow down, thank you. Immediately.
Yeah, it's real. His own mates, they are in different military hospitals across Nigeria. You just don't want to know their stories. If they tell you their stories, man, Like he was just seated there and be like, ah, why did I decide to go and fight for Nigeria? Just so you know that those of you, imagine those of you who are not even like, let me say you signed up to die for Nigeria. Do you think this one gives a damn or gives a shit about you? They don't. Here's another curated set of rants. I've been a ranting. Listen to this.
One on tomato paste, just one, 250. That's 500. One of this is 250. That's 500. This, as you're seeing it like this, 300 naira. For one onion, 300 naira. Stay with me, oh. This was just the most shocking of 300 naira. It's not even up to 10. I promise you, 300 naira. For rodo, for pepper, 300. Are you guys seeing this or am I dreaming? The one that now really 250 for one egg. For one egg. And this is all of this is enough for one meal. Just for one meal, as in like breakfast or lunch or whatever. And you know, I was one of those people that were like, oh, it is well. I was one of the it is well people in this country. But right now, it's not looking too good for us. I'm so sorry. Somebody will come up and speak her mind and say, oh, this and this is wrong. This and this is, I'm actually feeling pain in this country. And there are some people in her comments saying nonsense things. As if after you not write the comments, you don't enter the market with her. As if after you not write the comments, you do not go and enter markets. As if after you not go on the news saying all of that nonsense, you do not enter the markets as well. Yeah, actually, as if it doesn't affect you. I was very like quiet about the whole. Like I didn't want to like put my mouth and say stuff because of courage, and people always attack you. But then I entered market. What? And this is not even like a supermarket. So this is a key. I don't understand. And it should not be this price anywhere. That's the problem. It should not be this price anywhere. Oh, and now I decide to think about people who only make like 1K a day. How are they eating? How are they feeding themselves? How are they surviving in this country? And I realized that it's not even a joking matter. It was never even a joking matter to begin with. Because this does not make sense, guys. Oh my God, it's just crazy. And she spoke her mind. She was crying. And people were going in her comments saying nonsense. 250. Talking of the rice, I will not use to cook it, so I've not even put the rice inside. Guys, something is seriously wrong in this country. We're refusing to accept it. We're refusing to say something about it. And at this point, I don't think I can keep quiet anymore. I'm so sorry. Like, at first I was like, it is well, okay, all will be well. Let's pray for our country. Everything will be fine. But if we don't talk, who else will talk? If we don't talk, they'll think that we're all good. We're not good. Okay, let me not speak for everybody. I am not good. And Ray spoke up. She said her mind, people are going after her, threatening her life. Because she said what is affecting her is affecting you too. Even you that called her, you that was threatening her, you that was in her comments, you're also going to the market to buy it for these same prices. And you feel like it is right, you feel like it's okay. And one person will go go on news and say, oh, let me see evidence. Is this enough evidence for you? I'm sorry, is this enough evidence for you? I'm spending 3,000 naira just one meal, and they said that cooking is easier. Like better than buying food. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, people who don't even, and I'm not even complaining, oh, I'm not saying that, oh, I'm not grateful. I'm grateful for the life I've been living, but this is crazy. I don't understand how I'm just tired, because I don't understand how we're doing this day by day. And if I calculate the cost of everything, this is just for one. So imagine how many times a day, and then the whole week, for food alone. For basic commodities. And when I talk about the other expenses in this country, just food alone, I'm not even going to go into all of that. I'm just picking my mind for this one. As in, that's never my, like, I don't do all of this ranting, all of these things, all of this kind of, I don't personally have it. But when I saw her video, I was like, for real, let's actually open her eyes, let's actually say something, because it's not funny. It's not funny. I'm 17, what am I doing? What am I going through? I'm so sorry. 17 years old. It should not be like that. It should actually not be like that. I don't get. I really don't. Me, I'm going to go and buy milk and granules. Let me go and soak Gary tonight because there's nothing else that cannot. People not kill me in this country. Oh. It's not funny anymore. Like, guys, let's actually talk. Let's actually say something. I beg. We stand with rain. We stand with rain. We stand with rain. Because what's this? What? It's just, I beg. Bye-bye.
One of the things that pisses me off the most in this whole Abuja is this poster. First of all, it's 2025 and this nigga is already campaigning for 2027, bro. Are you sure you're even going to be alive by then? And then you have this picture of him twirling his wife while people are suffering. Like, NYC, I beg, Mukuna no come attack me. I don't pass out already. Before now, come tell me say when I go collect my certificates.
I want Nigerians to know that Tinubu is just not only a terrible man. Tinubu is a thief, a criminal, a certificate forger, a drug baron, a drug dealer. Tinubu forfeited $450,000 in United States for restitution of his drug trafficking. Tinubu has no friends in Nigeria. Tinubu went to a school that was not in existence when he submitted his result to the INEC. Tinubu has no classmates in the world. There is nobody that knows Tinubu from anywhere. Tinubu does not come from any village in Nigeria, in Yoruba land, despite the fact he claims to be a Yoruba man. Tinubu is the worst president Nigeria has ever had. Somebody said it and they are threatening the lady. And this is what Nigeria has become in these recent years. When you speak up for yourself, they come for you. When you talk about the illness of the country, they send military to come and kill you. This is what they do in Nigeria. It's not far-fetched from what this girl is saying. This lady's life may be under threat because she has said what she's not supposed to say. This is just how they do in Nigeria. But yet they were insulting Trump. People said a lot of unspeakable things about Trump before he became the president of United States of America, and nothing happened to him. Even as he's seated, so many people are still doing, going on rampage to make funny videos about Trump, and it doesn't concern him. What Trump always says, American first. When would Nigeria say the Nigerian first and start implementing those laws? All they do is to threaten, to cause harm to their citizens. Tinubu is not a president. Tinubu is an illegitimate criminal president that came through the back door, trying to make himself relevant and force himself to the Nigerians to like him. He's a thief, a criminal. Now look at it. They said they increased this NYSC people's salary. Up to today, it has never been implemented. Why? Because you are in a corrupt system. And nobody is checkmating all these people because Tinubu is a very corrupt man. He came through the back door. So when you want to speak about me, I will open your own file. That is what is happening in Nigeria. Everybody should get this right. We are not here to sugarcoat words. Now you are threatening a young girl that is concerned about her well-being, that wants to live like a human being, and you are here threatening her. This is what they know how to do in Nigeria. Nothing else. I'm telling you the truth. Nigeria is a very corrupt country. And let me tell you people one thing before I, move on with what I'm saying. That the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will completely destroy Nigeria. I'm telling you the truth. It will destroy Nigeria totally. And they are begging, I can't beg Tinubu to release Nigeria. We will bring Nigeria to their knees. It is not a threat. We'll bring Nigeria to their knees. You see all these begging people, reputable people have come to beg you. Monarchs has come to talk to the late Buhari and Tinubu. And most of those monarchs, most of them are even, dead today. And they refuse. So what else do they want? It's war. And we're going to give it to you guys. Don't release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Leave him there. Leave him. Just leave him. You gave Finland 60 days, that to present evidence so that you people are able to penetrate the southeast and start killing people. And that's what I have done. And up to today, you have not presented any reasonable evidence to.
His own rants. Everybody is free to rant. Whatever you feel like, you are so compassionate about, or you are so passionate about, right? That's what it's all about. Somebody said that this should continue. I agree. To a lady called Lady Goldie. She's called Goldie, by the way. The lady that did the rant yesterday, was yesterday or 2 days ago, and I was so, loved our own rant. The kind of rant that is so very much smooth. Where she ranted to some extent and she was like, oh God. Well, she's added some to tell us about this contraption where we are living in a toxic relationship, she says.
You know what the truth about Nigeria is? We are traumatized. We are traumatized in every possible way you can imagine. Being Nigerian is like being in a toxic, narcissistic relationship with a man. He would gaslight you into believing that he's the best thing for you. He would tell you how there's nothing else better out there, so you keep staying in the same hot spot for the rest of your days till one day you realize enough is enough. Nigeria has been in so much depression for so long that they are even afraid to stand up for themselves and speak up. You know, God gives us opportunities all the time, but we just fail to see it. God physically cannot come down from heaven and say, listen, I saved my whole people. So he sends you a sign. A few days ago, this girl made a video, and that was the perfect opportunity. Not that she said anything that we don't already know, but that was the time for everyone to stand up and speak for what they believe in. Radio silence is what Nigeria is doing right now. And what pains me very much is we have been crying for years. Before this administration, we were crying about Buhari's administration. Now, when this one came into power, the only thing I said is, may we never pray for a Buhari again. And guess what? We are at the point where I wish it was Buhari in power right now, because at least then things were still realistic than now. We cried for 3 days, just 3 days. And we have people like Mr. Sheyi Tinubu coming out and saying how people are coming for his father. Nigeria has been coming for us from the beginning. He's coming for your father. No, that is your father, not ours. My father is dead. My father is gone. And he did not live a great life. And you know why? Because of the same government. My father studied in Romania, engineering, roads and bridges. And he worked for the Ministry of Works and Housing. And I saw this man, my father, do great things and create great roads. But it came a time when they had to build a bridge, and there were certain people who were trying to cut the funds in less than half just so they can pocket it. And when my father refused to do that, they suspended him. Suspension was supposed to be 3 months. It ended up 4 years. I watched my father go down like he became a shadow of himself. He became ruthless because that was the only way for him to express the pain he felt. So with all the education and all the travel and all the intelligence, it amounted to nothing. He had a vision for his family. He had a vision for his children, but he couldn't fulfill it because the government somehow found a way to screw him over. And you tell us not to cry. From a young age, from 13, I already knew, do not trust people in power. Do not trust rich people. They only care about their own satisfaction. We've cried for only 3 days. 3 days, and it's a problem. While the rest of you sit and distract yourself with celebrities and famous people and rich people, and you watch their lives and you see them and you think, oh, I wish one day. No, the time is now. We are not asking for gold or diamonds. We are asking for peace of mind. Today of all days, I could be doing anything. I could be painting. I could be trying to find more ways to make money. But no, look what I'm doing. Look at my jerry cans. I'm going to source for petrol. And you know why there is scarcity today? We are screaming about hardship and pain, and what we needed right now is scarcity of petrol. We are suffering. I do not care for publicity. I do not care for likes. I do not care for comments. I am speaking about important things that should worry you. I keep saying, me, I'm fine. Oh, you see me, you see I'm shining. I am fine. But I would not sit and let everyone suffer around me and I think I'm winning. There's no winning when you're relaxed alone. Instead of people to focus, they are distracting themselves with nonsense. Every single person I know from different classes, either you're rich or you're middle class or you're poor, is complaining, but they're doing it in secret. They're doing it privately. They don't want to come out and speak because indirectly or directly, they're in bed with these same people. They don't want to annoy their godfather. They don't want to be sanctioned, so they stay quiet. Where are those people who collected rice and small 5,000 as bribe? When our money never finish. I would love to say helping the poor is a great thing. Let's make donations. Let's give them food and everything. But how long will that food reach? If I am starving and you give me food for 1 day, what about tomorrow? If me personally, you give me petrol today, what's going to happen tomorrow? We're still back in the same bullshit, But no, let's sit and glorify people who don't deserve it. Let's sit and keep following influencers who are not speaking on your behalf. Let's just sit pretty. Because Lord have mercy. I could be doing a lot more different things right now. We are not asking for much from the public. The public is also part of the problem. We just say, please, in God's name, come out and just say something. Don't insult the governments, you know, because apparently you can't insult your elders, so don't do that. But speak your mind. And for those telling me, oh, I'm not a social media person, become a social media person. Use the platforms for something important. Don't sit and cry in the back. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in you praising me behind, telling me, oh, you did well. No. At the end of the day, I'm doing this at my own risk. Come out and speak up. If not, your children will end up on the street. Your baby girls you treasured so much will be on the streets. Your sons that you treasure so much will be on the streets. And they'll potentially get hurt by policemen in the long run. There is no saving this country if you don't stand up for it. And you only get this one time. After this, there is no more opportunities. There will not be golden moments for you to rise. This is it, my dear. So think about it. That money they're going to load your pockets with right now to help them shut the chaos and the noise right now. How long is it going to help? How far is it going to go? All I'm saying is think about it. You might not come out right now to speak about the situation, but just think. What's going to happen to your children? Because I'm a mother and I know how much effort I put into trying to maintain a stable life for my daughter. But it doesn't come easy. What about those that can't speak for themselves? All I'm saying is question yourself. Anyway, let me go mind my business right now. Let me go hustle for petrol. I don't know where I'm going to get it, but we'll find a way because that's what we do every day. But you see, I am tired of trying to look for a way. I am tired of being just, I want to work and I want to make a change and I want to wake up feeling comfortable and excited for the day. I don't want to wake up with back pain every day. I wonder, oh my God, what's they going to bring? You keep giving us policies that don't even help with nothing. Give us something that we could work with. And please don't keep us 6 months waiting for change. We need change today. The monies you guys are doing philanthropy with and donating everywhere, put it into different industries. Create opportunities.
I heard that the meaning of that is something is around. In Nigeria, the revolution is around. So we should make it revolution. Mama, oh yes, say, right? Revolution. Mama, oh yes, say. 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 Revolution. Mama, oh yes, say.
Oh, yes. Right. That is a song. Beautiful rant there, as well as the revolution, Mama. Oh, yes. You know what I mean? It is coming home. It is coming close and closer and closer. And we shall see how long they are going to hold together this disjointed, imbalanced, mismanaged, abused, desecrated, compromised contraption. How long they are going to hold it together, we shall see. And I think there's one more rant to probably, I don't know, should we call this a rant? Prince Jejeman, is it a rant or it is just a mockery? Here is Prince Jejeman's rant from London.
My people, I agree to now. I bet this video, I help me share this video. This video is very, very important. You see the guy where the Mr. Man where me and stand here. Eh? I bet man help me look at closely. Now who he resemble? If you put this person suit, put on tie now. Just carry coat, put for him body, put tie. Tell me who he resemble. Eh? For Abuja. Tell me the minister where he resemble. Yeah, I guess it's as good as mine. See him. Look at him. Just look at him very well. Look in face. Look in ear. Look in mouth. That's which minister I resemble. I mean, when I share this video, when I try share this video, make it go viral. Now, which minister I resemble for Abuja, for Asorok? Yeah? Yes. One minister, where you know, where we say, he be minister, at the same time, he be governor for River State. Eh? He never Abuja, they put fire for River State. When I say, look at him now. If you put tie for this person body now, put tie for him body. Put coat. This one a coat, 9 feet up. Put coat for him body. Eh? Who he resemble? The person name starts for W. W. And I see him. This man, this atrocity man, retired criminal. This guy with on a jaga bandit, on a constitution, they don't put him inside dustbin. So now the Banana Republic, everybody tell anything you like, make it they do for your own corner. You understand? Nobody have rights. Now you be your own federal government, now you be your own state government, and you be your own local government. For anywhere where you did, as far as Nigeria is concerned today, because the constitution has been suspended. Everything is suspended. Constitution is abolished. So do as you like. You understand? If president is ruling a country without constitution, do you have a country? Ask yourself now, do you have a country? This is the people who gather themselves, go do international kidnapping. Because they want they won't be president and they won't be governor and minister for Abuja, like this one now. And it is those kind of people, they will give you good governance. This man, this man, you know one call his name, Wike. Shebi they fear to call his name. We are Biafra now, we'll call his name. IBC will call his name. Wike. See him? Put tie now for a neck. Put coat. This guy one they wear suit. Now coat now they wear. Now who he be? See him mouth now. Confirm. This kind of minister that is doing managing your life for a whole federal capital for the giant ant of Africa. Now wow, you see all of them will be soldier, police, all of them they inside bondage and slavery. You know, so none of them guide them, none of them protect them. Without honor, they're not gonna do all this nonsense. How can fuel from 180 overnight become 1,200 and you are a soldier, you are police, you there, you don't say you don't inside bondage. You then say go do investigation, go kill this person, go fight this person, you come out, carry gun, they go do. You know say you there mad. You are not well now, you are not normal. Somebody will put you inside bondage. Tell me the value of that money. How much they won't give you? Where you go pass your better life? Where you go pass your security? How much they won't give you? You as a soldier, you as a police, how much they won't give you? Where pass your safety? Pass a better life for you. This animal for zoo here, they get steady electricity. Water they steady for them. This kind of animal. You understand? You get that one, you get that kind of quality life. Now lie. You see, we can only advise you because we are not a Nigeria and we can never be Nigeria. God forbid to call us a Nigeria. We don't come out since. We are waiting for the day Biafra will be announced to the world. That's it.
You get that's Prince JJ Man. How many of you remember that, that guy the guy that the Eha Mufu women arrested and paraded for going about and telling everyone that there is no Fulani terrorism in Eha Mufu. So it's been discovered that the guy, like I said the other time, when you saw that video, it might look like an old person, right? This is the, this is the textbook definition of what Nigeria turned these people into once Nigeria gets to you. Here you get. So they said this young man graduated from secondary school, for those who knows him very well, in Enugu, and he just returned back to Ehamufu, where is a top political jobber in that community. So he's been going about telling everyone that there is no Fulani terrorism in Ehamufu. It was just the Labour Party people, as well as I think APC or something people, he said, they were the ones spreading the rumor, right? There is no Fulani terrorism in Ehamufu, even though evidence abound. But the reason why he's been saying that is because he believes that saying that the Fulani terrorists in Enugu or in Ehamufu will put the governor or the government of Enugu State in a bad light, especially with their friends up north. So somebody interviewed him and he repeated the same thing in this video.
Yes, I was subjected into such humiliation. But when I was trying to find out from the women, who is that person that told you? They say that it's not necessary. That why should I be supporting the governor of Enugu State? Why should I be supporting Honorable Barisojo Robego? I say, they are the leaders. And the leaders, they are doing well. They are doing their best to stop insecurity challenges that we have. I even go further and told them my own effort that I was trained as a drone pilot by His Excellency Dr. Peter Ndubisimba. That was early last year. And whenever there's some rumors that these Fulani are coming, that they have attacked here and there, that there's rumor, we will deploy our drone and so many other things in that bush, in that forest. I told them all those things, that is the effort that I have been putting. And they wouldn't listen. Because I know there's a group of people sponsoring them. Simply because I did not support them during the 2003 election. That was Labour Party.
All right. Please, I want you to calm down so that our viewers will understand what really transpired. I want you to tell the public, if you were the only person these women caught today, if there were other people, these women also, that experienced the same treatment you experienced from those women, can you tell your viewers?
Yes. Immediately they caught me. Immediately they dragged me out from my house. They went to our PG house too. Honorable Odo Tochku Donatus, the President General Anguja Autonomous Community. He ran away up to now. I don't know his whereabouts, including PDP woman leader, which is Ngozi Alagbo. I don't know her whereabouts up to now. Because immediately they saw that you are a PDP, that you are supporting this current administration led by Dr. Peter Ndubisimba and Honorable Barisojo Robego, they will see you as an evil, which I know vividly well. They are putting enough effort. It left for us to support them so that we eliminate and degrade all the whole insecurity challenges we are facing in our place.
All right, thank you. Can you also tell us what you think is the cause of all these problems here and there, all these malicious attacks on the people of Ihamufu from their own people. All this war of words, all this rumor, all this fake news. What can you say is the cause of it?
Well, I can say that the cause of all these things is that there are some political people in my community that did not do anything for us for a long period of time. And this current administration are doing well. And whenever you praise or you send whatever they are doing, those people will counter it. And I want the viewers to carve out time, come down to Hamufu and witness exactly what is happening. Before I forgot, last week, there's a team of media houses ranging from AIT, ranging from Arise Television, ranging from TVC News, that came down all the way from Enugu to Ogbete to Abo, and they interview people. After the interview, the women are chanting that I'm the one sponsoring those people. Could you imagine?
That's a big problem. All right. Thank you.
That is his own side of the story, right? And to him, it is the attack on himself is political, you know, simply because he supports the governor, which, according to him, is doing everything possible to protect the people of Hamufu. But that is not what the women, that's not how the women felt on this matter. In Ekiti, you have the students of the University of Ado-Ekiti, Abi, who came out to protest what they call the regular rip-off by the MTN in Nigeria. Because according to them, they now pay more or less. You know, Nigeria is about data. So they are asking the government to sanction MTN and stop them from ripping them off. That is one of the points raised by Raye, right? The Rita lady, the NYSC girl. There are some people who are calling for a head. Where in Ekiti, you have more heads now, probably to call on, because they are calling on the head of MTN, right? To stop this rip-off.
I wanted to be you. This is the way I wanted to be. This is the way I wanted to be you. This is the way I wanted to be. Hey, I want to be a comrade. Hey, I want to be a comrade. Hey, I want to be a comrade. This is the way I wanted to be.
Fair enough, they didn't sing the soli. And that one go cause a problem. I say, soli what? Which one is soli again? You know? In Osun State, 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, if you can remember very well, it was the Supreme Court judgment again that nearly caused the breakdown of law and order in Osun State, when the Supreme Court ruled that the APC, Egbekebe's local government chairman that were removed as far back as 2023, should be returned back to office, even though Osun was about to conduct a new or fresh local government election at the time. Now, we don't know how they have resolved that so far, because, you know, some of them are already calling for the state of emergency in Osun State as well, as we speak. But something happened, you know, in Ilobu, right? Between two communities fighting over land, and they said they've been like that. They've been at each other's, at each other's sort of like necks, right, for a while. But things got so like irreparable between them last night that this morning they started burning their houses. Yeah, the clashes between these communities, Ilobu and what's the other one? Oro, okay, the local government is called Orolo local government area, but this.
Táwọn ọlọ́pàá báwọn Ìfọ̀n àti Ìlóbù nínú ọjà Ìlóbù la wà yìí tó jẹ́ pé ó ń jóná lọ́wọ́ tó ń jóná gidigidi nínú ọjà Ìlóbù gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ ṣe ń wò báyìí iná lálàlá láàrin ìfàfà tó ń wáyé láàrin Ẹ̀rìn Ọ̀ṣun Ìfọ̀n àti Ìlóbù nínú ọjà tá a wà yìí ní ọjà Ìlóbù ṣe ti rí bó ṣe wá ń jó wọnú lọ nìyẹn o láti inú ọjà bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ń jó wọnú lọ sí inú ìlú bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ń jó wọlé lọ sí inú ìlú inú ọjà Ìlóbù gangan la láǹfààní àti wàyí ọjà Ìlóbù rèé tó ń jóná lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ṣùgbọ́n bó ṣe ń jó yìí ó ń jó wọnú ilé lọ ni ó ń jó wọnú ìlú lọ ni láti inú ọjà àjọ panápaná ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun mo mọ̀ wípé ẹ ti gbọ́ ìròyìn láti òru ṣùgbọ́n kò tíì sí ìgbésẹ̀ kankan gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ ti ń wò báyìí ó ń jóná kọjá bẹ́ẹ̀ ó ń jóná kọjá àfẹnusọ nínú ọjà Ìlóbù àtàláǹfààní àti wàyí kò í ṣe wípé ohun tí a lè fi ẹnu ròyìn ṣùgbọ́n tí èèyàn bá débẹ̀ kò tíì sí àjọ panápaná kankan kò tíì sí gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun.
Ìfọ̀n and Ìlóbù, two communities fighting over land between themselves, and they resulted into the arson, like burning down their own properties. That was Ìlóbù's market, which means that was Ìlóbù town, where a lot of residents have been counting their losses since morning. And no wonder they are calling for a state of emergency in Osun State as well. Life. Anyway, brethren, I do have this last one, which is, again, the position of Emir of Kano. The Nigerian Appeal Court ruled that Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, the reinstatement of Sanusi as Emir of Kano and the removal of Ado Bayero was wrong. And therefore, the authentic Emir of Kano right now is Ado Bayero and not Sanusi Lamido. So as they are both waiting for the Supreme Court again to tell them who is the Emir of Kano between the two, it seems that Ado Bayero has been like carrying on as the current Emir of Kano because he was spotted in Calabar. University of Calabar is called in Cross River State earlier today, where they are doing a convocation nearby, something like that, right? And indeed, it was actually there as Emir of Kano. I used to call both of them, Sanusi Lamido Sanusi is the Emir of Kano admin. Here you get. While Ado Bayero is the Emir of Kano Academy. But it seems like the court would have to be the one to solve that. For now, Ado Bayero is parading himself as Emir of Kano admin instead of Arcade. Let's go to Calabar.
billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Sallallahu ala nabiyil karim. By the authority vested in me by Section 4.1 of the University of Calabar Decree number 80 of 1979, I hereby declare open this assembly as the 37th convocation of the University of Calabar for the purpose of awarding diplomas, first degrees, postgraduate diplomas, masters, and presentation of prizes.
Again, this is just one among many other dramas coming out of the contraption. And tonight, as we come close to the end of the broadcast tonight, I wanted to implore you that have sort of sat there all through to this moment to remember to like the broadcast. Like it and share it, okay? Before you go. But there is one more thing I want to, in fact, there are two more things. I'm not taking calls tonight, sorry about that. I saw the Nigeria House of Representatives debate the house help, something about house help bill. And somehow it's kind of like interesting, right? That a lot of people don't possibly see how wrong it is to recruit children as house help when they are never actually paid, you know, the proper sort of what should have been the proper wage, right? Befitting whichever work they recruit them. I mean, they recruited them for. So when I saw them at the National Assembly discuss that, I was like, okay, I want to hear that. And that is why I'm going to be sharing that with us this evening before we go. The debate on domestic help in Nigeria. What are they saying? What's the law? What kind of law are they trying to set up? Right? An African, supposed African judge from Uganda just got jailed for, keeping somebody under the slavery, violating the Slavery Act, where you keep somebody in your house as your house help, and then you probably don't even pay them because they are just your house help, recruited from somewhere, or you've given the money to somebody, and they can just go in there and slave for you. This is for some of you who have house help in Nigeria, though. If you need an house help, you have to hire them like a proper help, and they must not be children. Watch this.
Most distinguished colleagues, the second order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to domesticate the Domestic Workers' Bill of Rights in Nigeria, establishing minimum employment standard, ensuring the protection and welfare of domestic workers, and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Akin Alabi, honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Wednesday, 9th October 2024. And I invite Honorable Alabi, my friend, to move that the bill be now read the second time.
Honorable colleagues, I'm Honorable Akin Alabi, and I represent the good people of Egbeda Onara Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Oyo State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the bill for an act to domesticate the Domestic Workers' Bill of Rights in Nigeria, establishing minimum employment standards, ensuring the protection and welfare of domestic workers, and for related matters be read a second time. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I so move.
The Right Honorable Speaker, Benjamin Okezie-Kalu, presiding Enyabia. I am Honorable Dikin Chike John Okafor, PhD. I represent the good people of Ehimembano in Tubo Mobo Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Imo State. I rise to second the motion ably moved by my colleague that bill should be read a second time. Mr. Speaker, I so second. Thank you.
On our federal constituency. Mr. Speaker, the aim of this bill is straightforward. and it's just to set labor standards for domestic workers. And when I say domestic workers, I'm referring to our maids, probably nannies, cleaners, gardeners, gatemen, you know what I mean. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I want us to look at this bill from two perspectives. I want us to look at it from, one, as a legislative responsibility, and secondly, as a moral responsibility. I'll start with the legislative responsibility. Mr. Speaker, in 2011, Nigeria signed a treaty at the International Labour Organization in Geneva. We signed a treaty to enforce and ensure labor standards for domestic workers. But since then, it has not been domesticated. And for those of us that understand international relations, we know that Nigeria is a dualist state, which means that if we sign a treaty, before it can be enforced in Nigeria, an act has to be passed by this parliament. That is clearly enshrined in Section 12 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. It would be fantastic, Mr. Speaker, if this assembly, the 10th assembly, can be the parliament, can be the house that eventually passes this into law. From the moral perspective, Mr. Speaker, this is big 2025, but a lot is still happening. Things that are happening by the so-called ogas and madams in various homes all across the country is similar to slave trade. Dehumanizing acts carried on, perpetrated, and these domestic workers, a lot of them living in what we can call modern-day slavery. Mr. Speaker, this should not be happening in this time and age at all. And I want us to ensure that we be the parliament to pass a bill that will ensure that there's a minimum standard of working conditions and living for our domestic workers. Now, we're still in the second reading. We're talking about the general principles. We can't go into how much should they earn, how many hours should they work. When we get to the public hearing, when we get to the committee of the whole, we're going to discuss all that. But now, the question is, do we want a better working conditions for our domestic workers? Personally, yes, and I believe honorable colleagues will agree with me. So I urge this House to let this bill go for the second reading and further legislative action as so submitted, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
It appears it's an interest, it's a subject many people are interested in. Let me yield the floor to Jonathan, Honorable Jonathan.
Jonathan Bayfair, I represent the people of Karu Kefi, Kokona Federal Constituency. I must say I rise to lend my support, and I must appreciate the thoughtfulness of my brother for bringing up such a bill. It's very particular and indeed extremely important, especially for a country like Nigeria and Black Africa, where culture can at times conflict with law. In our culture, most of our cultures, especially considering where we come from, children at times are seen as a means of labor when you spoke about going to the farm, deploying them to farms, and actually having chores done. And most of the time, because of our way of thinking and our orientations, coming from where we're coming from, we'll find out that there are tendencies where we might more be guided by culture instead of by law. And by so doing, you'll find out that at times the rights of these children or the rights of these domestic workers are actually extremely abused. Mr. Speaker, there is no better time than now to set the record straight for us to be able to embrace global best practice, but still with the tint of what our culture says, so that we do not lose the core of our fabric that makes us who we are as Nigerians and as Africans, but at the same time know that there is dignity in every life that the Almighty God created. So to this end, I wholeheartedly support.
Well done. So that's them discuss what is a prevalent existing crisis, because to me it is. The poorer the people become in Nigeria, the more children have been subjected to this early form of labor. And so many families have had to let go their children who are supposed to still be under the care of their own loved ones or mothers, right? Because their parents can't take care of them. And in the guise of, we want to go and we want to help you take care of your children, then they take them in and they become domestic slaves. It's real. I really do wish that they can do something to protect them. You know, something about Nigeria is that when we talk about the victims of bad economics or policies and what have you, where there people lose their businesses, you know, lose their own jobs and what have you, that the real victims are children, their children, the children of these adults, you know, who are going to bear the brunt of this poverty. They would have to, you know, sort of live with poor kind of education, poor dietary, poor this and poor that. The poorer their parent becomes, the poorer the children becomes too. And we barely talk about the children. We just talk about how people have become poorer, this and that. But the most affected are children. And in this regard, you have this homegrown human trafficking, enslavement, domestic slavery, so prevalent in that place because they will say they are helping you. And see, because of the state of the country, as well as no law protecting this vulnerable group of people, you know, a lot of people just endure. It's called endure. Just endure it. God will touch the heart of your God one day, you know. So yeah, it will be something if those who are supposed to speak for them indeed are speaking for them. Finally, tonight is going to be what I found yesterday, which happened to be the 72 hours after Fubara was suspended. So I saw this guy from Obiakwo. You know, I've been asking about those who were Fubara's friends, you know, his own followers and supporters, right? Like, why are they not asking for his whereabouts? Where is Fubara? Where is Fubara? I am asking. And some of us are asking too. So when I saw this guy, I was like, I don't understand. Like, what's going on here? Guys, what's going on here? Where is Yoga? Where is Similar Laye? Where is he? Right? Anyway, in that same river state, finally, okay, this time around, finally, promise you this is the final one, okay? I don't know, some of you will remember when we were growing up, and then, you know, your school will take you on an excursion, you know, they'll take you to go and see, you know, to go and see this museum or to go and see this particular forest, you know. And sometimes they take us to the TV and radio station where they are going to show you, you know, the workings of how they are transmitting, you know, news and stuff like that, documentaries and all that, and how they interview guests, stuff like that. I don't know many of you who had that opportunity. How many of you had that opportunity to go on a school excursion? I mean, when we were younger at that time, remember? All right. Anyway, I didn't go to one as well. Because the story is like, you know, that time when we were in school, and they would say that you should write a letter. Write a letter to your uncle in London. Thank him very much for his support and all he did for you when you went there for your last holiday. Remember those times? Or they would say, write a letter to your uncle in Lagos that is working for Central Bank of Nigeria. It's like, you know, you get the question like, I don't get any uncle for London. I didn't go to any London for any holiday. From Odogbolu Grammar School to Idiagbon in my family house in Odogbolu. So the highest, the farthest place I went was in Lagos, of course. But that time they would say, write an essay to your uncle in America. I said, I don't care uncle for America. I don't know. Thank them for that last holiday. So similarly, so if you ask me that when you were younger, did you go to excursion? I'd be like, well, write about the last excursion you went. The last excursion to Olumorok, I said, I've never been to Olumorok. But I have to write and lie that I went to Olumorok for excursion, kind of a thing, right? Anyway, it does happen, okay, because people actually get to go on this visit. In River State, they have a River State Broadcasting Corporation, is it called? Is that what you call the state-owned TV station in River State? River State Broadcasting Corporation, I believe River State Television. I don't know. I don't think these children who were taken on an excursion to this ancient TV studio, I don't think they are really going to recover from the trauma. Or maybe it's not trauma. This is 2025. The second richest state in Nigeria. And this one here is their state TV station control room. And this is used for controlling the sound, what he's saying. And this is the headset. It is used for communication and to regulate your sounds too. You know what they use this for? You put it on, right? Yes. All right. Now what we actually do, this is our program for the day. Just play like that. Last time. Follow the different lines. Don't those there. Like, I don't know. This is 2025, man. With, let me say, maybe with 50 million or 100 million naira, that place will look fantastically much modernized and better. But right, that must be a TV sort of broadcasting studio opened as far back as 1957. Maybe, no, there wasn't any TV in River State in 57. But it's been a long time. Did you see those television, man? Like, were they just there for decoration or for real? Baba, look again now. And this is used for controlling the sound. What he's saying. Like all those TVs still there. You remember those black small TV, right? Like they have engineer. That place, they have engineer operating those things. Here you get. But when you go outside that place, you may likely see a very fancy, newly painted building. And it has been reported as upgraded by the government of River State. That's how they run things. You need to visit some of those places, by the way, those states and their broadcasting corporations and all that. Anyway, so thank you so much, everyone, for your time. All right. Even though you have always been very conservative with your likes, okay? We were over 1,900 earlier on YouTube, but look at that. We could barely get up to 700 offering likes. So maybe now that we've come to the end of the chat, maybe you can now like the broadcast, okay, before you go. So thank you so much for your time, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I will see you again. You have a good evening.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun dayari dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń gbà rìbá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Ayé. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.